welcome back to my channel. Today I am making some tomatoes packed in water. I'm going to water bath can them. So what you'll need for that is any pan, as long as the water is an inch over the jars, and a rack so that they don't hit the bottom. Put it in like that and then fill it with water. And then, of course, we'll need lids and rings and jars. So then what we're going to do is we're going to, it'll make 6 pints or 3 quarts. And I'm doing pints today. You can see the mess of tomatoes over there. I will, of course, wash them before I put them in hot water to blanch them to get the peels and the cores out, which will be 30 to 60 seconds. And then immediately transfer them to cold water, which will be over here, which I don't think you guys need to watch that. I am going to, though, put an X in the bottom of the tomato like this. To make them work better. But I'll do that after I wash them all. And then I'm going to make them into quarters, but you can do whole tomatoes or cut tomatoes in half or leave them, do them in quarters. And we're going to raw pack them, which means bring 1.5 quarts of water to a boil. So you can pour it over your tomatoes in the jar. And raw pack, you bring your water to the boil, reduce the heat to a simmer, and keep water warm. Hot pack, you place the tomatoes in a large saucepan, add just enough water to cover tomatoes, bring them to a boil for 5 minutes over medium heat, and then stir to make sure they don't stick. And then what we'll do to fill them is add 1/4 teaspoon citric acid or 1 tablespoon of bottled lemon juice. I'm going to use lemon juice, and that's for pint. For a quart, you do 1/2 teaspoon citric acid and 2 tablespoons of bottled lemon juice. And then add, if you want, you can add 1/2 teaspoon of salt to the pint jar or 1 teaspoon to a quart jar, which I'm not going to do. I like to actually season my stuff as I'm using it, so I'm not going to do that. And then to fill them, you'll add 1/2 teaspoon citric acid or 1 tablespoon bottled lemon juice per pint jar. And then, oh, we already read that, sorry. Raw pack. We'll pack tomatoes in a hot jar, leaving 1/2 inch headspace. Ladle hot water over tomatoes, leaving 1/2 inch headspace. Hot pack is packing cooked tomatoes in a hot jar, leaving about 1/2 inch headspace. Ladling hot liquid over the tomatoes, leaving 1/2 inch headspace. Remove the air bubbles. Clean the jar rim. Center the lid on the jar and adjust the band to finger tight. Place jar on the rack in the boiling water canner with simmering water. Repeat until all jars are done. Process. Water must be over jars by 1 inch. Adjust heat to medium heat. Cover canner and bring water to a boil. Process pint jars for 40 minutes or quart jars for 45 minutes. Make sure you adjust it to your elevation. I am below sea level, so I am at a 10. Turn off water and turn off water and remove cover. Let jars cool for 5 minutes. Remove jars from the canner. Do not retighten the lids if loose. Cool for 12 hours. Check to see if the seals are done. Clean your jars if you need to. And then just label them and put them away. And I'll show you how to do all of that. So right now, I am going to, I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm going to show you how to blanch these tomatoes. I kind of showed you with one, but I'm going to go ahead and cut an X in it and then drop it in this boiling water. And then we will apparently get a knife that's sharp enough. Would be good. Let's try this. Oh, much better. So we're going to go ahead and put as many, well, actually we don't need to put as many as we can get in there, because I'm going to have more than one batch of tomatoes that need to be blanched. Okay, so when the tomato starts losing its own skin, then you'll want to take it out and put it in cold water. See if I can do this without stabbing myself again. Now it should easily lose its skin, and then you can, I have a bowl for my skins over here, and you can cut out the core, and then we're ready for the next one. And I'm not going to have you guys watch all of this. It's kind of boring to watch me cut tomatoes, so I am going to go ahead and finish this up, and then I'll be back to you, okay? Alright, so I have all of the tomatoes peeled and cut and cored, and I'm going to put, my jars are hot. I have them in the sink with hot water in them. I'm going to put 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, bottled lemon juice in each jar. I'm just going to do 4 at a time. I'm going to use this funnel to make it easier, and I'm just going to grab them and just drop them on in. You want to leave a 1/2 inch head space. Which that's a little more than a half, but I'm going to go ahead and put some water in it. Hot water. I'm going to go ahead and use my debubbler tool to get the air out. A 1/2 inch is this mark right here on this measurer. I'm going to add a little bit more water. And I'm going to use a wet paper towel just to wipe the ring or the lip of the jar. And then I didn't bring, there they are. I'm going to go ahead and put a lid on it and a ring. Only tighten it down to finger tight, just like that. And put the next one, do the same thing to the next one. Okay. Go ahead and fill these up. Use a debubbler. This one's going to need a little bit more. Whoops, too much. There we go. I haven't figured out that my water bath canner will hold 10 jars of the narrow mouth or regular jars. Again, I'm going to wipe them off. Remember, finger tight. I don't like how that one fit. Much better. Again, lemon juice. Okay. Some water. Okay. You can definitely tell the ones that had air pockets when I filled them up. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put lids on the, whoops, got to remember to clean them first. then we'll put Denali canning lids on top. And then we're going to put them in our water bath for 40 minutes. And the water has to be an inch above the top of the jars. So let's see how that works when I get these in there. And I'm just going to use my hands to put them directly into the canner. And I wanted to show you what they look like in the canner. And now I'm going to put the lid on and turn up the heat. And once it starts doing a rapid boil, I will then start the timer for 40 minutes. And I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. So this is what it looks like when it's at a full rolling boil. I'm going to put the lid back on it and set my timer for 40 minutes. Alright, so the first canner has 10 regular sized mouth lids jars in it, and then the second canner has 5 wide mouth and 4 or 5 of the regular mouth. I will show you what they look like when they're done. Alright, so this has been cooked. This is cooked. It's 40 minutes. And I always allow 10 minutes to sit in the pot before I go to move it. It has about 1:37 left, and then I'll go ahead and put it onto the table for you. What I do is I put a pot holder in one hand and use some tong jar lifters and use the pot holder to hold it steady so that it doesn't shake around. Thank you. Alright, this is the pot holder I was talking about, and this is a set of jar tongs. And I'm going to go ahead and bring a jar over. This is what I meant by holding the jar so it doesn't get all kinds of shook up. And the other canner has about 25 minutes, and then it'll be done. And then I'll show you what they all look like out on the counter. So I wanted to show you that it is not unusual for tomatoes jars to look like that. It's separated because the tomatoes are so light that they just kind of float. But they'll be just fine to use. Hello, welcome back. I'm going to show you how to check to make sure that your jars are sealed. Take the ring off, lift it up by the lid. If they're not sealed, you cannot do that. And then you'll want to wipe your jars off and then date them and write what's on it in the jar. So I'll put quartered tomatoes on the top of this and the date. And I have tomatoes for a while. I hope you enjoyed this video. I am using Denali lids for this project. I love them. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. And I want to thank everybody who's watched my videos. I have a video that's almost at 12,000 views. I am so excited. I mean, 1,200 views. All right, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There is 19 jars and all of them sealed. I will link my Denali affiliate link on the bottom of this video. And as always, thank you for watching. Bye-bye.